Hi, I am Jemima Sosa, and today we discuss about phishing. It includes what is phishing, why it is called phishing, how phishing works, its types, and the purpose of phishing, and how to protect yourself from phishing. So let's start. So what is phishing? Phishing scams are attempts by scammers to trick you into giving out personal information such as your bank account number, password, and credit card's number. It is also ways that the criminal steals confidential information such as online banking, logins, credit cards, details, business numbers by sending fraudulently messages. Did you know that it is called phishing due to a long-time hacker tradition to use PH instead of F? It is all about tricking people to give out their password or their sensitive data. So how does it work? A scammer can contact you pretending to be a form of legitimate business such as bank, telephone, internet services provider. You may be contacted by email, social media, phone call, or text message. The scammer asks you to provide or confirm your personal details. For example, they may say that there is a technical error on your account. You may verifying it by typing your personal data such as your name, your password, or the others. So, if the customer did not aware, the scammer may already have your credit number and their PINs. Remember, phishing messages are designed to look genuine and often copy format used by the organization. They include logos and brandings. They will take you to the fake website that look like the real one, but has a brightly different address. So, read carefully, think before you click. There's two types of phishing, which are the whaling and the spear phishing. So the spear phishing is more dangerous because the message targets specific people and organizations and may contain information that is true to make them appear. This message can be extremely difficult to detect. For example, you might get a message that appears to be from your own company. It helps asking you to click on a link and change your password. It often uses a technique called social media engineering for its success to manipulate people into taking an action by creating realistic bait or messages.
I'm Jhejekeyan. Let's continue the discussion about types of phishing, purpose of phishing, ways to prevent phishing, and how can we protect ourselves from phishing. Phishing is the other type of phishing. The scammer targets a business in an attempt to get confidential information for fraudulent purposes to make the request appear legitimate. They use details and information specific to the business that they have obtained elsewhere. So phishing. Phishing is associated with fraudulent activities and stealing personal information online. Sensitive information including passwords, ID, and other details of credit cards. This kind of ID theft takes place through electronic communication. Thus, you should be very careful while using internet and accessing emails in your inbox. There are 7 ways how can we prevent phishing. First, be very careful about not replying to any such spam mails that ask you to confirm or update any information about your account. Second, do not follow any links that come with the spam mails which will lead you to other websites that ask for confirmation of your account information. Third, never copy an unknown link from these kinds of spam mails and paste them on your web browser. Fourth, be careful about opening or saving any document or attachment that come with spam mails. Fifth, never ever send your confidential information about your account in an email. Sixth, it is better to be protected from these scams by using firewalls, anti-spyware, and antivirus software. Make sure to update this software regularly for security of your PC. 7. Do not respond to those scam mails which even seem to offer sound business and ask you to avail a refund. There are 5 ways how can we protect ourselves from phishing. First, don't click on links in emails or messages or even attachments from people or organizations that you don't know. Second, if a message seems suspicious, contact the person or business separately to check if they are likely to have sent the message. Third, use a spam filter to block deceptive messages from even reaching you. Fourth, use safe behavior online. Learn about how to use email safely. Lastly, understand that your financial institution and other large organizations such as PayPal, Google, Facebook, etc. will never ever send you a link and ask you to enter your personal and financial details.
I'm Kevin Consolation and I'm going to define the GIS and the 3GIS technology advancement in the last 5 years. Okay, let's get started. GIS is Geographic Information System, which is designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, and present spatial or geographical data. According to GIS.usc.edu blog, there are 3 GIS technology advancements in the last 5 years. The evolution of GIS is far from over, with exciting new software and methods continuing to change the way people utilize this technology. Let's take a look on 3 promising recent GIS trends in these 5 years. Data is the ability to collect and analyze data in real time, which leads to a whole new way of level of GIS. This development also helped the research process and manipulate our mapping systems. But real-time data also helps the consumers too. An example of this application is Uber, which consumers can track where the drivers are and how long it will take them to arrive. This app also employs real-time data to maintain users with the closest ride and direct drivers to a hotspot based on their frequency of ride requests. Real-time geospatial intelligence can also be an effective way to track development during natural disasters. Emergency management services like GIS platforms to generate crisis maps based on the combination of satellite imagery, remote sensors reading, statistical models, cloud-sourced data. When facing real-time time-sensitive decision, it is important to have most relevant and accurate data. Consumer-facing information. Geospatial data help the companies in a wide range of industries streamline live operations by providing greater visibility into key assets and guiding more efficient supply chain. Consumers can also take advantage of these current trends of GIS. Some of the latest GIS technology has brought consumers facing data to the forefront and empowering smart decisions in many ways. One is artificial intelligence. It is one another rapidly evolving technology that has been applied in many projects of GIS in these recent years. One important application for GIS is planning urban infrastructure and tracking changes in an urban area over time. For example, research in Los Angeles wanted to know how land use in roadways impacted air pollution and how pollution would affect their health in local residents. By using this information, they can predict how pollution or when pollution levels will become more dangerous. The city can issue warnings as early as possible.
My name is Brian Evilman and I will be discussing about the 5 GIS trends changing the world according to Jack Dangermond, the president of ESRI. Jack Dangermond founded Environmental Systems Research Institute or ESRI in 1969 with the vision that computer mapping and analysis could help us design a better future. That vision has continued to guide ESRI in creating cutting-edge GIS and geodesign technologies used in every industry to make a difference worldwide. According to him, maps are a simple and efficient way to understand and communicate rapidly. Looking at a spreadsheet, we saw rows and columns of data. Using charts and graphs, that data can be seen as a pattern. But when that same data is presented on a map, we suddenly have context for the information. Because most of us are already familiar with geography, when we see data as a map, it is usually understood much faster. We are now at a stage where we can display 3D imagery and information on the web very easily. Web-based 3D visualizations are everywhere, and maps are among the most common manifestations of this. In fact, the 5 biggest trends in the era of Geographic Information System or GIS technology are centered in making data more accessible and creating context to visualize this data in an age when fast, easy access to information is taken for granted. Here are the list of trends in GIS. 1 is location as a service. There was a time when GIS use was limited to the niche market of government, telecommunications, utilities, and oil and gas sectors. That market has grown substantially as large retailers and tech startups have seen the benefits of understanding data geospatially. The fundamentals of GIS and what it can do have also evolved dramatically. We are entering an era of service-based GIS. This means the GIS professionals connects with consumers directly through web-based applications that provide easy-to-access visualizations. 2. Advanced analytics. Spatial analysis is important to any business that values locations as a variable to success. Site selection is a crucial function that is dependent on geospatial analysis. A retailer that wants to set up new stores needs to understand where there are existing many successful similar ventures as well as hospitable demographics. All this data can be overlaid onto a map to perform statistical analysis in order to make a decision about the location of a new store. Maps communicate this information well, and in a web services environment, professionals will be able to make maps, graphs, and charts and perform analytics easily. Accessible from an organization's cloud, the power of GIS and mapping is opened up across the enterprise. 3. Big data analytics. The ability to access the vast amounts of data that provide us with insight into the environment and human behavior has changed the way all organizations function. That capability has also evolved to include the integration of big data operations into spatial analysis. Today, anyone in the enterprise can access billions of environmental observations or tens of thousands of raster images from spacecraft and analyze them easily. This will greatly expand what traditional GIS has done. Enterprise users can now build their own imagery and raster analytics workflows for fast, multi-CPU, parallel processing of massive imagery collections. 4. Real-time GIS. The world of citizens and consumers is already interconnected digitally. People are connected with each other and with their governments and businesses. Leveraging this vast network of devices and sensors is perhaps the latest trend and the number one priority for organizations that want to remain ahead in terms of having a comprehensive enterprise GIS for the future. Everything from smartphones to crowdsourced social media feeds is being used to integrate real-time data from the Internet of Things or IoT directly into a GIS layer attack, where the data is analyzed, visualized, and reintegrated into online applications for use by either professionals within the enterprise or by consumers and citizens. And the last is mobility. Another way GIS is breaking out of its traditional space is by becoming more consumer-friendly. Just as data from mobile devices is liberating professionals and consumers who've been accessing GIS online and from the desktop, this same data is being used to power a new generation of easily accessible applications that tap into the rich science and analytics that only GIS can deliver. A much simpler user experience is now possible for GIS users with the creation of a suite of apps and app builders. iPhones or Android devices can be used to collect geospatial data or explore it visually, anywhere and anytime. Professionals in the field can use these apps for data collection or an observational data, which they can then bring directly into an enterprise services environment in the cloud. Field information is immediately input and analyzed.